Spinny. Live chat. You're live. Oh, what's going on? Anybody about? Let's see if anybody's out there. Good evening. Hello. Camera's all wonky donkey. How's that? Is that better? Goodness knows if that's any good or not. 3, 2, 1. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. Nobody's there. Okay, I'm going. Bye. Nobody's watching. They've all forgotten. I'm going to have a drink then. One person watching. Good evening, whoever you are. Thank you very much for joining me. Come on, tell me who you are. Give me a thumbs up. Got one person. Moment of mercy. Good evening, Andrew. Are you the one person that's watching? If it's one person watching, give me a thumbs up. Richard Martin, good evening. From Ripley. Hey, Duck, how you doing? Oh, hang on, I've got something in my eye. Yes, I know, it's my eyeball. Yes, it's me, Mr. Norris. We got 5 watching and not one thumbs up yet. I'm waiting. Oh, 1 thumbs up. Thank you, whoever that might be. Let's have some more viewers on, and we'll have a good old chit chat. Ron Langley, good evening. We are here. That would must be a Ron and Elaine. Tracy, good evening. Good evening. Got no notice of the show tonight. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Don't know why. No idea. Had to type in Coach Rambles into. Oh, that's strange. Yep, just come back from Butser Hill in the freezing cold, watching the fireworks. You see, Butser Hill. That's a little tiny hill compared to what we've climbed today, and I'll tell everybody about it more later on. Once we get a few more people in the house, so to speak. I did speak to Mr. Norris today. Had a nice chat with Mr. Norris, all the way from Croatia. Interestingly, Andrew, actually, we couldn't get into that church. Cynthia, remember, please, what's the name of that church we went into? We couldn't get into. Was it St. Stephen's or something? I can't remember what. I think it was St. Stephen's. Hey up, me duck. You're 8. I am Martin. Richard. It's confusing. You got 2 Christian names. No, never forget. Never mind. You know what I mean. Kerry, good evening. Hello. Thank you very much. Hello, Cynthia. Long time no see. Oh dear. Was that Walbury Hill or Pilot Hill? But no, it was neither of those, Andrew. Neither of them at all. In fact, I'm trying to remember the name of the hill. But Cynthia, don't say anything at the moment, or Steve, if Steve's there. We'll keep that for a bit of excitement. But we've had a brilliant day. Really, really good day. I've got 3 and they work in any order. Richard, oh my God. Talk about confusing, Richard. But how is it up in Ripley now? Did you get all those floods that they had in Hucknall and Belper? Was it Belper? I mean, the amount of water that you've had up there is amazing. My cousin Sue sent me a very short little video. Little short? Well, if it's short, it would be little. And if it's little, it would be short, wouldn't it? Good evening, Mark. Of her son-in-law going to meet his son from school, and they were wading through water almost knee deep. It was unbelievable. It was just, really amazing. It'll be back over Bill's mother's. It's a bit black over. Well, we've had one very short, sharp shower today that we were out in. The second one was while we were in the pub. But yeah, so we're just waiting for a few more people to come in, and I'll tell you what we've been up to. Andrew knows Mr. Norris knows where we've been. As I said, we've had a chat today. Mr. Musco, another person I haven't seen for a long time. Yeah, actually, Steve, you missed the H off of hall, all. It should be high hall. Yeah. Hang on, I've got to have a. I'm cooking. I'm absolutely cooking. And the reason for that is 20 minutes ago, exactly, I crawled out of a hot bath because I just had to have a soak in a bath because um, it was, yeah, I got home just after 7. I ran the bath while I was getting everything ready for this. And I just had to, so while the water was still running in the bath, I got in. It was just crazy. Evening, Bernie. It's been a great day. What's Andrew said? I only know you stood outside. Oh, okay. I thought I told you where we were going or where we'd been. Hello, Rob. Who's Rob? Have I missed somebody coming in? Oh, Mr. Croser. Water where? Cold but sunny all weekend. Water was in Hucknall last week or the week before, and Belper, I think. They're almost knee deep in places. Cars were over deep, knee deep. Some places the cars were being washed down the road. So yeah, it was really, really bad. Mr. Ford, good evening, Dave. Nice of you to join us. The guy next door was happy he won the speedboat and bullseye. So he was fine. If he's still got his speedboat, he'll be zipping around all over the place. Michael, good evening. If I missed you already signing in, I do apologise. But yeah. Mark, it's great to see you're okay. Been wondering. Mark, have you been okay? Have you been a problem, Mark, if you don't mind me asking? But as Bernie says, hope you're okay. Kerry Balding, floods here around everywhere. They're built new Alfriston is underwater. Hellingly isn't like yeah. This is the trouble, isn't it? They tend to build these houses on some floodplains, which is crazy. But yeah. So how we got there? 18. We've got 6 thumbs up. 18. Right. Let me just let me fill you in a little bit. We're nearly 10 minutes into the live, and if I don't get through the hour, I do apologise, but I'm sure I will. Cynthia, Steve, and I have been with a friend of ours, Martin, who organised a walk for us. And in fact, it's the first time we've walked with Martin since last year when I had that bad fall. And thank God Martin was with us because he was a national health trained nurse, but is now Cynthia and mine osteopath. He's a lovely guy. But we went to Burclear, I think it was called, and we climbed up a hill called Beacon Hill. And at the top, there is an Iron Age fort. And you look, I mean, the views are absolutely stunning. And you look across in one direction, you've got Highclere Castle, where the Carnarvon family live. And not far from where we were, actually within the Iron Age fort, Lord Carnarvon, who discovered Tutankhamun, does that sound right-ish? Is buried there, which is quite amazing. You know, an archaeologist and everything. That's the reason I'm assuming that he's been allowed to be buried there. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful place. But I am not kidding you. We reckon today that we've climbed the steepest hill on wet chalk, mud. And if I said it was like that, 1 in 3, 1 in 4, I wouldn't be exaggerating. Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. But we did it. We got to the top. It gave our lungs and our heart a real good workout, I can tell you. It was unbelievable. But that's right at the start of the walk. In fact, I think Martin said that the bit we did to the top of the hill was not included in our walk. And then we did this countryside walk. We stopped at a church, I think was called St. Stephen's. Perhaps Steve or Cynthia will correct me if I'm wrong. And there was an old-fashioned sign that says to the station, railway station. So Steve and I walked down the road, and you could clearly see that it was the old railway station there. Steve come walking up a little bit behind me, and he said, "Do you think that is the old railway station?" I said, "Well, according to that sign that's on the fence, Steve, it's the old railway station, mate." So yeah, what a start to the walk! Wow, beautiful countryside, stunning scenery. We went to Cynthia, Steve. Please tell me. Yeah, you're welcome, Steve. What was the name of that chapel we went to? I did tell Andrew about that, but I wasn't Andrew. Just I wasn't allowed to film in there. Hello, Mark. Hey, that's that Kevin and Eldu crew. Yeah, we're good, mate. We're good, thank you. Yeah, so we couldn't film in there. We weren't allowed to take photographs in Sadnam. Thank you, Steve. Sadnam Chapel. If you're a member of the National Trust, you could get in for nothing, but otherwise it's £10. National Trust own the building, but they do not own the rights yet to the paintings. So they cannot give permission for photographs or video, and whether they will in the future or not, I don't know. I did actually go in through the wrong door. I went in through the exit, right into where the chapel paintings are. And I looked in there and I was just looking around, and I was going to the lady just inside the door from the National Trust. I was going, "Wow, oh my gosh, aren't they fantastic?" She said, "Aren't they?" She said, "Beautiful paintings." I said, "Oh, it's stunning." I said, "I don't think I've ever seen anything like it." She said, "Have you been to reception yet?" I went, "No." That's where you have to go and pay. So I got a free look. So I thought, no point in paying 10 quid when I've already had a look. So, yeah, at least you got into the chapel. There are many pictures of the Stanley Spencer paintings online. Oh, are there? Okay. So, yeah, it's strange that they're online, but they don't let you take photographs of them. And you don't, what's the point, really? No disrespect to the chapel and the National Trust, but what's the point of, I wanted to make a video, and that's the sole purpose of getting to that chapel for me. But yeah, so I had already had a free look, so I didn't need to video it, but I would love to go back and actually just sit in the chapel quietly and actually film. All right, I know I wouldn't be able to sit quietly before anybody else says anything. I wouldn't be able to do it. So yeah, but a great day. I mapped the walk on my OS map app. 10.3 miles, I think. 24,000 steps today. So, and that's the longest walk Cynthia, Steve, and I have done in a long time. Now, if I've missed any, you climbed up a steep hill, Tracy. They went up Butser. Butser's just a little tiny blip in the thing compared to what we did today. Kevin doesn't do. Thank you, Steve. Who needs friends when you got enemies? Sorry, no, it's the wrong way around. Who needs enemies who've got friends like you? If a place changes you to get in, it's reasonable to expect to be able to take a photograph. Yeah. I've just had a message come through on WhatsApp, so it got right in the way of the messages. As everything you see is on public display. Yeah, exactly, Bernie. Yeah. So I was disappointed about that. But the good thing about the chapel is literally 100 yards up the road, if that. was a pub where we got Sunday lunch without booking. Walked in, just said that there's three of us. Four of us we're walkers. We're muddy. We've got a little puppy with us. And I'm not talking about Steve. I'm talking about Mabel. Mabel the puppy. And they said fine. And they gave us a lovely table, and the food was great. Really, really good. Can't fault it at all. So yeah, it's good. And then we had to do another 2 miles back to the car park, which was right alongside the A34. So it was great. Was that you dressed in drag as Aunt Sally? Talking to Ron. I think he was dressed as Summit, Robert, but I'm not sure quite what it was. Laughing out loud, climbed up the hill. I have some nice. Oh, who keeps sending me messages? They block out the things. Have some nice fells you can try. Fells. Do you know, Mark? My cousin, who is now 77, Brian, lives in Holbrook Village near Ripley. And if someone else sends me another message, I'm going to go mad. Yeah, in a village called Holbrook Village in Ripley. And he used to be, I think he packed up about 5 years ago, but he used to do fell running. And I mean, the distances those runners went was astonishing. He did a relay run once, and I can't remember what it was. It was something, they did something like 20 or 25 miles each, but just crazy distances. But he had to give up the fell running because he had bad ankles. So what did he do? He bought a bicycle, a race bicycle, the one you could lift up with your finger. And as far as I know, he still goes out and rides miles and miles and miles. But yeah, he packed up fell running because he had bad ankles, then took up cycle riding. But an amazing character. He first moved into. Good evening, Anna. Thank you very much for joining us. He moved into Holbrook Village, at the top end of the village. Then he moved to the bottom end of the village, just before you start going down a very steep hill. The last time I saw him, he was on about moving to a house near the chapel, halfway in the village. So he's just, yeah, amazing. Lynn B, hello. Sorry if I missed you coming in, joining tonight. Thank you. And also, I want to mention the walk last Sunday, the Kevin's Rambles walk, the last full walk of the year. We've got the December meeting in Arundel. We need to find out where we're going to meet for that as well. But can I thank anybody that's watching this tonight that took part in that walk? I'm astonished how you people turn up for all of these walks that we do. And there was 13 of us last week in that pouring rain. But, you know, I appreciate it. I really do. You're a real loyal bunch of people that keep turning up for these walks, and I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, we had, thank you, Lynn, that's very kind of you. And yeah, we had a lovely meal afterwards. But on a sad note, when I got home, I had a message which had been sent to me late on Sunday afternoon after the walk, that a friend of ours, Philip Hammond, had passed away on Sunday morning. Cynthia, Steve and I had met Fiona and Philip at the Weald Downland Museum in Singleton earlier this year. And I have to say, what a lovely, lovely couple they were. There is a little video on YouTube, I think, of the meeting that we had. Perhaps Cynthia can confirm that, please. in January. Thank you, Steve. Thank you. But they were super, super. I think they were both late 70s, early 80s. And I do know, so I was in fairly regular contact with Fiona, that Philip's health wasn't particularly very good for quite some time. And then they both caught this new COVID variant. Unfortunately, that ugly word raises its head again. And I don't know the full details of Philip's. I do know he ended up in the hospital, and it's nothing to do with me what actually Philip passed away from. It's got nothing to do with me at all. But certainly he was in hospital when both of them had COVID. So, but when we met up with them in January, good evening, Ernie. Thanks very much for joining us. I trust you will agree. Well, I'll let you know what I'm like tomorrow morning after the walk today. I remember Fiona had posted. Somebody had posted something on Facebook about, or on the live chat. It could have been about making cakes, baking, and things like that. And I said, "Is it sugar free?" And Fiona had said that she used to make cakes of that for her son, who was a diabetic. And and I just said something about just teasing her about sugar-free mince pies. And when Cynthia and Steve and I met them, sitting on the table was this tin, and bless her, Fiona had made a tin full of sugar-free mince pies for me. And I took the lid off, and they were lovely. And I said, just jokingly, I said, they're not having one. Cynthia and Steve aren't having one. But then Fiona said, well, you must let them have one. So I let them have one each. And that's all they had. That's all they had. But yeah, we are going to send a card to Fiona. And obviously it's going to be difficult times for her and her family. But she may even be watching tonight. I don't know, because as people will know that were regularly tuned into my live shows and Bernie's lives, they were often there commenting about the about different things. So very, very sad. And yeah, it's just send out our thoughts to Fiona and her family. So yeah, very, very sad to receive that message. I did message Fiona a couple of days ago, and she said she was doing okay, but having to make obviously lots and lots of phone calls to get things sorted out. Bless her. So hopefully she's got family close by that can help her. But as I say, thank you, Mark. I will try at some point very soon. I don't want to drop myself on because I've got her address. I don't want to drop myself on her doorstep just yet. They've got enough on their plate. But I do intend to go down to see Fiona and to make sure that she's doing okay. And that's the best we can do, really. She's a friend of the group. She's a friend of ours, Cynthia, Steve's, and mine. And if I can just go down there just to have a chat with her, that's what I'll do. Yes, Lynn, I think she would. Absolutely. And when we go down, whether it's just me or me and Cynthia or me, Steve and Cynthia, I don't know. But, obviously we'll take something else down there for a nice bunch of flowers or something. But as I say, she was a member of the group, and we got to sort of just pass on our condolences. She knows. Yes, Lynn, absolutely right. She does know we're thinking about her. And I said to her, I would not put anything on Facebook to the group or anything until I had her permission to do so, which she gave me on Wednesday when she messaged me. So and that's I don't want to go and stick something on Facebook and then upset anybody. So I put my foot in it a few times over the years, which Steve and Cynthia will tell you. So so I'm trying to avoid that. Absolutely, Bernie. Yeah, I think she will take some strength from that, and I will when I message her in the week. I will certainly pass on the group's condolences to her. But yeah, so yeah, very very sad to receive that um, on late on Sunday afternoon. Um, are you coming on the 10th December walk, Andrew? Are you talking about Andrew Murphy or Andrew Norris? There is two. Now I understand why I didn't know about Phil in time for my life. Yeah, absolutely, Bernie. It was, as I say, I think I received the message from Fiona. Um, I think it was something like 3 o'clock, 3:30. It might have been later before she messaged me. But yeah, so as I say, he passed away on Sunday morning. Oh, Lynn, what's up? You try putting the heating on. Oh, it's buffering, is it? Oh, I'm sorry about that. Is anybody else having any problems? It's absolutely perfect here. I've got 100% signal for my Wi-Fi. Look at hiccups. Oh, Claire, sorry, I didn't see you'd come in. Thank you very much for joining us. I know you've been working this week again. No, this weekend. Or did I say weekend? Oh, I don't know. Mr. Crowson, why are you typing everything in capitals? Is that just so everybody can see what you're typing? You should all watch Villages by the Sea, a local village features called Port Carlisle. Okay, Robert, we'll do that. Thank you. Mr. Norris, are you still there? He shouted, yes. Mr. Norris, did you see Steve's question about are you coming on the meetup in December? Or have I missed your reply? Michael, have I said hello to you? I don't know. What we got? Oh no, someone's just left. I've obviously upset somebody. I answered, keep up. Oh, Andrew, I'm tired. It was a hard slog today. I'm looking at the time as well, 28 minutes. It'll soon be an hour. Oh, that hour does go past slowly when you want it to go quick. Actually, what I had on after dropping Steve off and then Cynthia off in Hazemere, I had thought when I was getting closer to home, I wasn't going to have enough time to have a bath and just chill for a little bit. And I thought I'd leave it until 9 o'clock or just after when the live had finished. And my bath was just crying out for me. So I just dumped everything. I mean, literally dumped everything. And I did move it off the sofa, which is just there, so you couldn't see it. So yeah, it was a bit hectic, but it was good. Yeah, December. Really looking forward to the December meetup. As I mentioned earlier on, we need to find out from Bonnie where we're going to walk because she's going to lead a guided tour around Arundel. Anybody that's going that has got a pooch, Lynn B, I'm assuming that all the walking we're doing is going to be around the streets. So it's going to be pavement walking for about an hour. And then I think we're meeting at 11. And then we head off to the pub. Oh, no, it's probably 10:30 because we've got to be at the pub for 12 o'clock. So just bear that in mind that Kai will have to be kept on the lead all the time to walk around, unless of course you're making other arrangements for unless you're making other arrangements for Kai. Michael, I'm glad to hear that. Um, well, no, I'm not going to say that. The ninth? No, it's the third, isn't it? I thought it was the third. Who said it was the ninth? Was that Mr. Croser? I knew, without even looking at the messages, I knew Rob would be messing it up. It'll be fine, Kevin. I will walk kite after the dinner. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. That's good. We'll try and catch that Rob. Yeah, I play a Tammy, and no, it wasn't me. I've booked the third. Well, if you book the third, Cynthia, that's when we'll all turn up. The third. Yeah, possibly, Bernie. Yeah, there is that very long road that runs to the. I think it's to the rear of the Arundel Castle. You can park all the way along there. So, and you literally come out by a bridge that goes over the river. Bridge over the river, quite? No, Arundel, the River Arun. Yes. Third is Sunday. Yes, that's correct. Are Mike Dixon and Bella coming? Nigel and Ziggy. The more dogs, the better. Yes, come down on the 9th. Oh, Christ, yeah. Yeah, he can come down to Arundel, meet up there, go to the meet up point, and be nobody there. Well, yeah, this is the little bit of an issue here, isn't it? Because it was Bonnie's idea about the walk, which was great, and had initially contacted the pub. Then she went away and asked Cynthia to do it, and then that's what Cynthia's had to do. So, but we've heard nothing more from Bonnie, I don't think, since Bonnie asked Cynthia to contact the pub, I believe. I am due to get my little vehicle soon, so won't make December, but hoping to come down in 2012. Mark, it'd be great. It would be great if you could. It was Mr. Crowson. Oh no, Mr. Crowson doesn't drive, does he? I was going to say, he could have picked you up. He drives people round the bend, does Mr. Crowson. I'm sleeping in your garage, Ron. There's a problem a bit with that. Ron's not got one. It's full up with something else. And I mean thousands of them. I think that's right, isn't it, Ron? I went to your place once, didn't I? And up the wall, yes. Very good, Mr. Norris. Yes, thank you. My driving license doesn't agree with that. So you do have a driving license, but do you own a car, Rob? I don't think you do. You won't get in our garage. If you let him in there, you won't get him out. I tell you. He'll be wanting to dress up like you and Elaine the other night for Halloween. Oh my God, that did make me laugh. What are you doing? No, I don't. I'm advised not to, though. Oh, right, okay. Why is that, Ron? Yeah. I can bring Robert Croser down. Oh, really? Do you pass his door? You should have said that. You should have said that because he'll be definitely on your case. Yes, you haven't seen them yet, Kevin. Hey? What was those things you showed me the other day when I was a couple of weeks ago when I was down in your place? I sat in your sitting room and had a cup of tea. You showed me into that little den, and you had those racks just in that other bit that was full up with those things. That was Lynn. It was, wasn't it? And I'm thinking, they live in Bognor, quite close to one of my relatives. I better warn them. Oh dear, the Monster Mash. Yeah, very good. Video good. You want me to make a video? Ron, Claire wants to know what you've got in your garage, or in what have you got? You were trying to get rid of a massive load of them the other day. Actually, Ron, something for you. There's a shop opened up in Way Hill near Hazelmere, not far from Cynthia, that is buying up old vinyl records. I've got a box full with 400 and something singles from when I used to be a disc jockey, a DJ. So I might take mine in there just to see if there's anything worth a lot of money. The ones I did have that might have been worth a bit of money, as I think I told you in the lane, were old stateside singles, pre-Motown, pre-Tamla Motown. And some of them might have been worth the whole collection might have been worth a fair old bit of money now because there's a lot of them. But some nasty person stole them all, and I actually know who it was, but can't prove it. Although they've got an indelible ink on them, all of them. DJ Hall, yes, I was in a mobile discotheque. There was three of us. There was myself and Robert Clement, who were the DJs, and John, was his name John Powell? Percy, as we called him, was like our techie guy. He did all the setting up and everything. Can we have a look at them first? No. No, you can't. They're mine and you're not having a look. And we called our mobile disco the Purple Haze. And the reason for that is because we all loved Jimi Hendrix. Even though we're playing all this disco stuff. And we had some very interesting discos, I can tell you. There was, oh dear. I remember telling Cynthia and her husband about one where it was a wedding. Oh, I can picture it now. We've already set up in the hall, and the guests were all arriving for the reception. Hang on, let me just quickly look at work with a mobile, but hard work in them days. Yeah, tell me about it, Bernie. It was crazy. Lugging all the speakers about and the amps and everything else and the lights and the decks and yeah, it was crazy. But we turned up at this wedding reception. All the guests have arrived, and the brides come in on her own with the bridesmaids. And I said, "Where's Nick?" This is the husband, the bridegroom. I said, "Where's Nick?" And they're all going, don't know where he is. Best man wasn't there. And the next thing you hear this noise, and there's this very long footpath that comes into this lovely hall with a little, what do you call it, privet box hedges either side, probably 2.5, 3 feet high, beautifully manicured. There wasn't a leaf out of place. And they come along this footpath and they were staggering everywhere. And then the best man fell over, crushed one of these bits of the hedge. They were both laughing. The groom pulled him out. The best man got up. Then the groom fell over. And I turned to the bride and I said, "What is wrong with them? They hadn't been drinking. No, they've been doing something else." And they were stoned, absolutely stoned out of their heads. So that wedding reception was quite interesting, I can tell you. But we managed to get through it. And we got an extra tip at the end because we were so good. Anyway, let me just... have I missed somebody coming in? Audrey Forbes Hamilton. Ma'am. Good evening, Ma'am. We saw a stately home today that you would have been suited for. Highclere Castle. I'm trying to see some of these. Hello, Bernie Lynn. Hello, Michael. Yes, good, thanks. Blah, blah, blah. Time no see. Long time no see. Yeah, actually, I haven't seen her name pop up. I've got my usual crowd, -2. Which is always the case. So, guys, going back to the December walk, really looking forward to that. And the numbers that were We had 30, maximum 30. The numbers were filled straight away. It was amazing. So yeah, really looking forward to that. As you all know, there is no walk at the end of this month because we've got the walk on December the 3rd. My dad used to be a DJ events before used to DJ events before he and Mum got married. There's always a downfall, isn't there? When you get married, there's something that always has to go. Mark, but did he carry on after they got married? Or was that it? Was that the end of it? It's oh look, it's 29. Yeah, so at some point, Cynthia, Steve, and I are going to get together. I keep looking at the screen to see myself because I'm so good looking, instead of looking up there at everybody else. So do excuse me for that. We're going to get our heads together. We're going to try and come up with some walks for the new year. If we can, we'll do one in January, of course, depending on the weather. I'm through. Claire thinks she's related to the Carnarvons. How? I'm interested in that, Claire. I like a bit of genealogy. Depends what you mean by carrying on. Carrying on. What did I say about carrying on? Then I think money was to go on the baby stuff. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. Babies are expensive. When I think back to when my daughter was born, Shelley would probably have been only a couple of years old, and the building trade went through a slump. And said to Steve, no, or anybody that knows me well, I hate sitting around doing nothing. And back then, I was driving, hundreds and hundreds of miles trying to find a job. Couldn't find one. And it got to the point where my in-laws were buying my daughter shoes and clothes because we just couldn't afford it. It was oh, sorry, Bernie. Yeah, I've got you. Yeah. If the disco carried on after the marriage, after they got married. So yeah, it was a tough old time. But to even back then, you know, the cost of things were amazing. But nowadays, you've got these crazy buggies and things like that cost an absolute fortune. And you know, I don't blame anybody. Fiona, oh Fiona, it's lovely to see you. I have talked about yourself and Phil a little bit earlier. I don't know whether you were just sitting in the background listening, but the whole group sends their condolences to you. It's really, you know, you're going through a tough time, but it's really kind of you to come in and join in with us, and hopefully, you know, if a little bit of silliness from me and anybody else in comments and that can cheer you up, then all the good. Fiona, at some point, I do want to come down and see you, but not just yet. Once things settle down a little bit, you know, you and I can contact each other, and you message me, let me know, and I'll come down and see you. Only just joined you. Thank you so very much. I did have to mention, Fiona, those lovely what was it, mince pies that you made me back and you gave to me in January when we met you and Philip. It was, and if you remember, I only let Cynthia and Steve have one. Oh dear. Really, Michael White, really enjoyed the Holy Trinity Church video today. Thank you, Michael. Because I've been out all day, I've not been able to reply to anybody's comments. That will happen later on or tomorrow. to do that. Daniel, good evening. Thanks very much for joining us. I hope you're well. I think actually, did I make that into two parts? I can't remember now. But that church is amazing. The history that is with, surrounds that church, or even within the church, is astonishing. It really is. And I think I mentioned, thanks, Andrew. I think I mentioned that Cynthia and I had been down there and done a walk back in June or July. And when we went into the church, we realised that the amount of history, and we thought we both said we've got to wait for Steve to come back from his holiday so he could go there as well. What's Fiona saying? Yes, I remember. No, not for. Can I just say, although Steve hasn't got a sweet tooth, he doesn't want any pies. Bless you, Fiona. That would be very, very kind. It really will. Oh dear. I think we sat and chatted for a couple of hours at the Weldon Downham place. We had a couple of cups of coffee and we were chatting and laughing for a long time. It was lovely, it really was. Fiona, Steve must go. Hashtag sausage rolls. Oh dear, Fiona, I think you're going to have a full-time job here. But Fiona, you'll have to make Steve come and pick them up himself from your place. Oh dear. Sorry, Dave. What are you replying to? Dave Ford, you'll be lucky. Yeah. What's he wanting? Mark it in your diary if it comes up. I'll have you know, I paid for all the meals today. Yeah, see? But waiting for them to give me their money first before I put it on my card. Oh dear. Actually, I'm beginning to get a little bit peckish. It's been a what's he saying now? Kevin Campillanori. Tell me about it. Yeah. At least my surname's not Ralph. My dad always used to say to my mum's side of the family, they had deep pockets and short arms because they never bought a pie. Hit the mute button if he coughs into a microphone. Yeah, definitely do that. What's Clive saying? Hello, Clive. Have I said hello to you? No, because he's just saying good evening, everybody. Just got him for a fascinating day. RAF Museum in Hendon. Oh, okay. That might be a good place to go and get a video. You should have finished your Yorkshire pudding. Oh, Steve, I couldn't. There was so much of it. Claire, what's it called? She Loves You? Yellow Submarine? Is that a good title for it? I haven't heard it, Claire, yet. I don't know. I don't know whether I'm quite interested in that, really. The Beatles were great in their day. But to put, for the technology side, to put it all together to make it very, very clever. But it must have been King Harold's regular church of Boston. Quite possibly, Michael. Absolutely. What's Daniel saying? I've had a bad week, been hell. Oh dear, sorry to hear that, Daniel. Love it. Have you? When did you hear it, Steve? You usually mention me about things like that. You kept it from me, did you? Thanks. Ron Laney, yeah, brilliant. Oh, right, okay. I'll have to have a listen then. I even tried to keep Kevin's fee down by making sure that Logan didn't speak. But, yeah. Oh dear. Kerry. Yeah, they've got a new Beatles song out. You tell me how they do that. Yeah, because when it was first released, somebody said on Facebook, another nail in the coffin of, and I can't remember the guy's name that was in the Beatles before Ringo Starr. But yeah, so yeah, it's very clever how two of them are no longer with us, but they can still manage to get a new single out. But there we go. What am I missing here? What am I missing? It's rather good, Claire, says Tracy. Okay, Radio 2, says Steve. Okay, Claire, now and then. Is that what it's called? Checks in the mail, David. Yeah, I am in Colliers Avenue, Ron. Colliers Avenue. Yes, you are, actually, Fiona. I've got your address. Thank you very much for sending me that, by the way. I shall have to go and find it. Look on Radio 2. I think the new Beatles song is too far a bit of a strange, yeah. Yeah. Pete Best. Thank you, Robert. Yeah, Pete Best. Kevin can't peel a cat. I can actually, Michael. I can peel a carrot, but when I'm peeling it, there's a bit of skin always ends up in it, so I have to be careful. You need to know the story behind it, Kev. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry. Is that copyright? Or is that? I don't know. It's the last Beatles song recorded by John Lennon in 1978. Oh, really? Lara, Mr. Rambles. Hello, Lara. How are you? I'm going to WhatsApp you tomorrow. Is that all right? Now that's not being horrible. I'm going to WhatsApp message. I'm going to send a message to Lara. Lara? How did your holiday go in Dubai? Was it Dubai? Please, Kevin, get it right. Audrey Forman, Claire Leach. It's touching to hear a new record from them as they've been such an influence. Yeah, well, you agree with them there, Audrey. Yeah, they were obviously huge in the day because I was born in 1953. So there. Here we go. Oh, it had to happen, didn't it? Richard Martin. Yeah. No, you have to sing it in the Fringe copyright. Has your Aldi Christmas ad come out yet? No, probably the only one, Kerry, that's come out already. Perhaps a walk in the Henfield area at some point in 2024 may be a suggestion. Yeah, we'll look at that, Tracy. We certainly. Andrew, sorry. There's too many Murphys about. Cynthia or Steve would have made a note of that, I'm sure. Let's have a look at the last bit or so until they find another hitherto undiscovered record. Yep. I've been better, but I'm right. Dubai was incredible. Oh, I got it right. Yes, Dubai. I agree. Yeah, George Martin was the Beatles. George Martin was the Beatles. Well, yeah, because he was the producer, I think. Waiter, can I have another beer, please? Peroni. That won't happen, will it? We live on the Westmeads and we are here most days. Fiona, if you would like to come and have a cup. That's Ron. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. I did get COVID whilst in. Oh no! And I'm still suffering severely from the symptoms. Almost went to A&E, but luckily the antivirals kicked in. Oh, Lara, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's awful. I think you've had COVID before, haven't you? I'm not sure. I think you have. Moment of Murphy, we had an informal meeting in Enfield last year, but I agree it would be nice to do another one. And better if we can also include the museum. Kathy Murphy. Didn't I say just now, there's loads of Murphys about? Did someone say too many Murphys about? Kathy's been sitting in the background listening. Yeah, she wants to jump in now. All right, Kathy, thanks for joining us. What I'd like to know is what's going to happen to the proceeds from the new Beatles song, Paul and Ringo's pensions. Well, they need a little bit of help, don't they? They haven't got much. Perhaps going to charity would be nice. I thought when I first heard about this single being released 5, 6 weeks ago, that the money was going to charity. But please don't quote me on that. But I'm sure that's what I heard. Bernie, somebody has to keep an eye on Tracy, and Kathy's definitely the one because Andrew doesn't. They breed like the Murphys. That's the second time, unfortunately, I don't have an immune system. No, of course not. Of course you don't. So yeah, you've got to be so careful. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm really sorry, Lara, but I will definitely. You, Andrew, you keep an eye on her when we're on a walk. Your mum's at the back, you're at the front, and then when you turn round, you might just see her somewhere in the distance. That's how you keep an eye on her. Celtic salt cures all. Everybody's going to be rushing to the shops now to buy. Is it Celtic sea salt? Celtic, isn't it? Yeah. As I said, Laura, if it's okay with you, I will send you a message just to catch up with you. Laura, take vitamin D. It worked for me. I don't have the immune system either. No spleen, but I take vitamin D high dose daily, and I had COVID and a minor cold for 2 days. It worked clean. Wasn't this the big vitamin that they were on about taking during that horrible period we had? For some reason, there was a vitamin D or B or something that they were advocating people took. I'm sure it was something. Yeah. Kathy Murphy, I did so on the last walk I went on. It was so lovely, by the way. Thank you. I've done so tonight by cooking her a toad in the hole. No repeat of a sausage surprise from the other day. Oh dear. Yeah, anybody will know Lara. Will know that she's been going through an awful time over the last year. Is it about the last year, 18 months, Lara, in particular? So she's had a bit of a tough old time, actually, bless her. And of course, everybody wishes her well. We were supposed to be going down to see her, but because she's not been well, we haven't been down. But certainly, yeah, 18 months. I thought it was, yeah, about 18 months. But we would still like to go down and see her, but we don't want to go down and risk her catching anything from us. Not that we've got anything, but so let me have a look. Steve, Cynthia, was there anything else I was supposed to be talking about tonight? Oh my gosh, look, it's nearly 9 o'clock. I can't remember. I know I had to talk about the walk last week, the walk today, mention about Philip, which we've done, and Fiona's there in the background watching. So if there's anything else, Steve, yeah, I know. I think it's happened a couple of times, Lara. But keep us up to date with what's going on. And if we can, hopefully the three of us can come down and see you. I think there's some program you wanted to install on this laptop. Yes, thank you. I think that's about what it was. We mentioned about trying to get our heads together and trying to come up with some walks. We'll have a look at the Hendon idea. Okay, yeah, okay, Laura, that'd be brilliant. I'm going to be at work helping out on a little job tomorrow. Not being paid for it before anybody comes back, cash in hand. No, it's not. In fact, the work I did last week was a freebie because I'm paying back my cousin Rodney for all the work he did on my summer house. Lara, I will. Text or WhatsApp. So yeah, I'm just returning the favour to my cousin. So that'd be fine. What have you been up to since the line of vision elsewhere? As you see, good shape. Yes. What's it? Okay, Laura. Yeah, yeah, cool. I'll do that. So yeah, as I say, I will be at this helping out my cousin, but I can still message you. It's not a problem. Now, did I see Mr. Croser saying that he doesn't know if he is coming down in December? Not sure. Laura, are you going? Are you going? Are you going? I'm not sure if you're going or not. If you are, thank you very much for coming in and joining us. Gotta go now, everybody. Work in the morning. Take care. Thanks, Claire. And again, Claire, I will be in touch with you. Okay, Laura, thank you very much. Take care. Claire, I'll be in touch with you as well. Because I said I'd come down and have a look at that little problem you got on your ceiling from where you had that leak. Lara, it's not a problem. Thanks very much for popping in. Really kind of you. Take care, everyone. Thanks for a very enjoyable evening, Kev. Off ski up early in the morning. Oh, thanks, Mark. Yeah, brilliant. And if you can come down, Mark, it would be great. It really, really would be nice to put a face to the name. Everybody else is passing on their good wishes to Lara, which is wonderful. I just can't believe how close knit the group is. It's wonderful that this has all been knitted together so well, and it's testament to everybody's the way that everybody is within the group. There's no nastiness. There's no bitterness. You know, last week we had this terrible rain that we were walking in, and another walk along the canal would be lovely next year, even the chai won't. Yeah, absolutely. Then we'll definitely look at that. If Cynthia, Steve, and I can get together this week, and I think it might be a bit tight. So I think Cynthia's pretty busy this week. I know Steve's not available Friday. I think it'd be a good idea if we got together and actually try to get something sorted out fairly quickly. So that it gives people an idea of what we're thinking of doing. Perhaps Steve and Cynthia can message me privately on our WhatsApp chat. To be honest, right now, maybe too close to Christmas. I'd love to, but the recent events. Oh yeah, Rob, how are things? How are things going? But you know, you'd be welcome down here if you can. If not, perhaps you could come down in January or February when Andrew's over. But yeah, it's stomach pumped. Stomach pumped? Is that what's happened? Has that had to happen? I hope not. Gosh, blimey. But between Kevin's Gritters Bodies and my lives on my channel community has actually grown and got stronger. Yeah, absolutely. Dave Ford, what is Norris's over next? Andrew's coming over in December, Dave, for the December meetup, and I think that's a month or two before he normally comes over. So I don't think he's sure about coming over in January, possibly February. I think he said he might come over. Oh yeah, there we go. Ah, okay. So you're not going to come over until the July or August. Okay. Lynn, you're right. It is. It's just like an extended family. But I was saying we had that terrible weather last week, and I mean it. Unusually for my waterproofs, the water just got through. It was just But we were all laughing, we were all joking. The weather didn't deter us at all, and we had lovely Watto and Kim from the Cotswolds came and joined us. which was great, and they had a great time. And I've had messages from Watto saying what a really nice, friendly bunch of people that there is on the Kevin's Rambles group walks, and he thoroughly enjoyed it. And they both said that they want to come down and spend longer down here next time they're down, which is great. Really, really good. Rocco, yeah, it did. She wasn't well for a week. Oh, mate, I'm so sorry. Yeah, taught her a lesson. Yeah, I bet it did. Um, yeah, I know what you're on about, mate. Taught her a lesson. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Um, Dave said yes, December and then July. I'm not coming until then. Got to renew my passport. Um, can I just, Dave? You don't have to wait for Andrew to come over. um, got my what's this, Dave? For got my dental checkup in Midhurst on Friday. Oh, are you okay? Um, if Friday, Dave, if you want to meet up for a coffee, we can. I don't know what's really going. I know Steve's not available on Friday, but very happy to meet up and have a coffee with you. Well, I've got get a T-shirt printed called the Knits. Why would we? Why would we want to get a T-shirt called the Knits? if she if she did it again, I'd threaten her with photographs of Michael wrong in his dress. Rob, that would frighten anybody. It really would frighten anybody. Oh my gosh, what a thought. Oh dear. Does anybody know the feeling when you're beginning to get tired? It feels like you've got a brick in your eye. You're trying to keep it open. Yeah, nightmare fuel. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the conversation's been brilliant tonight. Such wonderful comments about Fiona and passing on their condolences to Fiona about Phil, and then just now with Lara, wishing her all the best. She's had a terrible 18 months. Again, Lara and I are in fairly regular contact. So I think most people are aware of what she's been going through. And I certainly am, because obviously, as I say, because of the contact I've got. And if I can just support people with just messaging them or whatever, then I'm happy to do it. It's just it's your age, Kevin. Yeah, I'm getting to that age where I don't want to put a naught on the end of it, Ron. I will always be that 69. I will never get to that 70. Well, yeah, I will, but you know what I mean. So yeah, it's been tough for some of our people in the group, and I'm always there to have a chat with anybody. So yeah. Oh, Tracy, good night. Thanks very much for joining us. And it won't be long before this bloke is heading upstairs to go to bed. I can tell you, it's been quite a tiring day with a walk, especially the first part up that hill. Oh my God, that was steep. That was a steep hill. But we're all here for one another. Yes, you're quite right, Lynn. Can we send Rob down to your way next time? Rob closer down your way. That would be lovely. Look, everybody, it's just coming up to what we got. Oh my gosh, we've still got 20 people watching. This is just unbelievable. I just feel terrible suggesting that I'm going to bring this to an end. Well, nearly an hour and 10 minutes. Yeah. But seriously, folks, I am going to have to go. I'm beginning to wilt a little bit, not under the heat. Well, the heat of the glow coming in from everybody is. Um, can't I set up and yeah, Rot, you won't get in there. Oh, Fiona, hang on. Thanks everybody for your words of sympathy and best wishes. Got to go. As sister is ringing. Speak, Fiona. Thank you. Bless you, darling. Good. Take care. And I'll definitely be in touch. Um, okay, everybody. Look, we're an hour and 10 minutes. We were walking for a long time today. As I said, 24,000 steps today, 10.5 miles or whatever it was. So yeah. So everybody, look, thanks very much for joining in tonight. You are a brilliant bunch of people. Really appreciate your friendship. There's a couple there, SM and CW. Not sure about those two. I'll have to sort of weed them out of the group a bit. You know what I mean? I don't mean it. They're great. They're great. Cynthia and Steve are fabulous. Okay, everybody. Thanks very much. Have a safe week. Don't forget Bernie's live in a couple of weeks' time, and then mine again. Actually, it might not be. It might not be on the 3rd of December. I'll have to let you know about that. So thanks very much. Really appreciate it, and I will say good night and thank you very much. Take care. Lots of love to you all. Now I can't remember. Oh, the mouse won't work. Hang on. There we go. Oh, yes, it is. Good night, everybody. Good night.